guilty of crime.
And we're back right on time, everybody. Happy it's my Friday, not yours. Maybe it is. All right, guys. Hello. I am your host, Jay, with Guilty of Crime. If you're new, come on in, hit that like button, subscribe, make sure you hit all notifications, and come on in. All right, hit that like, subscribe, get your membership if you have the means to get a membership, gift a membership, super chat, super sticker. All of that helps. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Jax Stormo, I got to give a big shout out to you, even if you're not in here yet. Jax Stormo sent me a nice Venmo, and it paid for my haircut today. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, guys. I appreciate that. And there you are. Thank you, Jax. I was pleasantly surprised. Yesterday, I dyed the day before yesterday. I dyed my hair. It took me hours, right? And then today, I had to get a haircut. And Venmo came up, so thank you very much for that. I got a haircut. I'm very grateful, by the way. We're heading to Vegas. It's between today and tomorrow. And if you're friends with me or you're a crime crew member that's real close to me and already has my number, feel free to text it. But I won't be giving out my number. You guys will have to either watch out for notifications or email me at guiltyofcrimebyj@gmail.com to see what's up. All right. Because I'm definitely not going to open that door to everybody having my phone number. No, that'll drive me nuts. Thank you, Rose, for being a member for 6 months. I'm sure it's been longer, but you're very welcome. Thank you. How y'all doing today? Good to see you. Who's excited? What's going on? What's up? How you doing? I just thank you guys. All right. So, my girl Tips here. Is she here in chat? I see her. I seen someone talk to her. I'll be quiet, but I'm listening. I wish I could go to Crime Con. You don't have to be quiet. Hello. Hola. Yeah, I like hola. I would say aloha. I think aloha would be much better than hola. ¿Cómo estás? I'm more of a aloha kind of person, all right? But still, ¿cómo estás? Bien. ¿Y tú? All right. Said that right. Right. All right. Hey, if I have to get by speaking it or listening, I can hear. I can hear if you're trash talking about me. What's up, everybody? Come on in. Let's say hi. See how you're doing. Casey, how you doing? How's your channel going? Trotter Daughter. My girl Tips in the house. Elvin, Sadie's mama, Mama Pearl. Oh, my goodness. Deborah Brush is in the house. I don't know if the other Deb is here, but shout out to Big Deb. That's the other Deb. Mystic Art, how you doing? Good to see you. You guys know that when I get back from Crime Con, we're going to go full force on this channel. I want you to realize that. I've been talking to several creators. We're going to be doing a lot of collaborations. I'm going to be covering lots of new cases, and we're just going to do what we do best. True crime. All right? Except it's going to be elevated true crime. What's up, Edith? Good to see you. Lisa, how you doing? I don't know. Who was that? Confused in the house? Sense in the house? All right, guys. Hello. All the beautiful people here. Thank you, Tracy. Back at you, my friend. All right, guys, you know what we're doing today, and I think everybody knows this case, but it just got that much worse. Anna Kepner's stepbrother, the murder suspect, he's walking free. What's next? Have you guys been keeping up on this case? Deadline crime, can't make it to CrimeCon. Well, maybe if you hit all notifications, you'll see me out there streaming on the channel. So check that out. All right. If you can't make it to Vegas, then I'll do a stream or two, maybe three, depends. Hey Deb, how you doing? There she is. Good to see you guys. This should be infuriating to all of us. No, I haven't been to CrimeCon, but I've been to several other conventions. They're all the same, man. I used to do marketing, and I'd have to go to different Dallas and Texas and Florida and blah 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 blah. So I know exactly how all conventions work. They're all the same once you know what's up with them. What? I had no clue. It's a kinda bull. What kind of bull dinky? What? What are we talking about? Today I'm actually drinking a hot caramel macchiato. It's I like hot coffee, and even though it's a little bit hot, I just want coffee. It's my Friday, all right? So welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Yeah, I used to we go to horror conventions, but not just that. I used to be head of marketing, so I had to set up all these conventions and promotional products and blah, 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 blah. That was in my younger days. That was like 10 years ago. All right. What's up, y'all? What's up? Good to see you, everybody. Who's pissed? Who's mad about this? Do you guys even know what this case is about? Okay, everybody in chat that knows this case already, put a 1. Then we won't do a recap. If you don't know this, I'm just going to go quick recap so you know what the hell's going on, and then we'll get into it. But guys, I'm telling you right now, this dude that's charged with first-degree murder, aggravated sexual assault, 16-year-old Timothy Hudson is walking free. Walking free. Just wait, badass. Just wait. We're not there yet. Okay, so 1 please means what? What I say again? 1 for a recap? All right, let's just do a quick recap then. I'm just going to throw that on. You guys watch, and then I'll come on and give you all the details. This mother trucker is free. This mother trucker is walking around, and I think he's a psychopath, to be honest with you. I think he's a psychopath. I think he'll end up being a serial rapist or killer if they let him continue down the path that he's on. All right? This guy is much more than you think. All right? No, get into it. It's good. All right, guys. What? He's never been locked up. He's never been locked up, guys. And he's not going to be locked up. Now, listen, you can hold the trial off for the next 4 to 5 years and then whine at the judge that I was only 16 when it happened. Can you give me house arrest? And then the judge can say yes. So I'm very pissed off about this. Trial dates have no meanings. They've already changed, and I'm pissed. So let's get to it. All right? Because I'm not happy about this at all. I've seen this happen so many times, and I've seen people walk away from shit like this because of their age, because he's a young white kid with 2 parents that can afford lawyers. This is not good, guys. This is not good. This is not clickbait either. Let's pay attention, and then I'll get to all the updates.
Faced teen accused of sexually assaulting and brutally killing his stepsister on a family cruise revealed his face in public for the first time as he entered a federal courthouse on May 27th. 16-year-old Timothy Hudson kept a straight face as he sauntered into federal court in Miami with his hands in his pockets and wearing a gray button-down shirt. Hudson has been out of jail since he was charged with murdering his 18-year-old stepsister, Anna Kepner, on a Caribbean Carnival cruise trip with family members in November. According to News Nation, a federal judge ruled that Hudson will remain free on supervised release ahead of trial, which is scheduled to begin in September. Hudson has pleaded not guilty. Kepner, affectionately nicknamed Anna Banana, and her blended family set sail on November 2nd from Miami for a 6-day Carnival cruise.
By the way, this timeline has gotten so much more meticulous, and so many things have changed. Now, Cat H, I want to be happy about that, but then I'm not happy about it because the judge says that this kid's a flight risk. Not just a flight risk, he can possibly be a danger to our society, and yet they still are letting him out to work on the farm with his uncle and actually interact with people. What do they do? Sell firewood or some shit? He's out there in the general public. Guys, we're now finding out that he was stalking his sister. He would go around the corners, filming her, looking in the bathroom, looking under her door. So much more is coming out, and he's free to go.
Cruise, which was supposed to sail through the Caribbean. Before tragedy struck, Anna had plans to join the U.S. Navy after graduation and eventually become a K-9 police officer. But on the fourth night of the cruise, the fun-loving cheerleader reportedly told family members at dinner that she was not feeling well and decided to go back to her room, according to the Daily Mail. When she didn't show up for breakfast the next morning, a desperate search was made of the massive ship, which can carry nearly 4,000 passengers. The search came to a disturbing end when a maid on the ship made a grisly discovery. Kepner was reportedly found dead, wrapped in a blanket, covered in life jackets, and crammed underneath the bed inside the cabin she shared with two other teens, one of which was her 16-year-old stepbrother. Hudson kept...
And I want you guys to realize I'm only playing this to give you the new information. So much more information has come out since. He even looks a bit older. And guys, he did so many things to deter the other child from going in the room. He blocked the door. He did shit that was they should have noticed, and they didn't. And his mom doesn't want to go to trial and testify. And the dad is the one that actually had to find his daughter naked and pull her out from under the bed and unwrap her. Can you imagine that? I mean, poor girl, this whole thing is just tragic. I can't believe that they're letting this kid free. I'm telling you, if this was a Hispanic or black teenager in a different scenario, they'd be sitting in jail. Look at some of the rappers that they've got sitting out. What's the one guy always? There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them that are waiting for trial. Those sitting there for 4 or 5 years, and they just keep getting updates. Well, this guy has no incentive to now go to trial, so he's gonna delay, and then delay some more. I've seen it happen a million times. Carrie, thank you so much for the $5 super sticker. I could definitely use that for Vegas. All right, guys, I'm pissed about this. Just wait. And yes, he should have been locked from the jump.
Her stepbrother was later revealed to be a suspect in her death. The disturbing information emerged from an unexpected source. According to a court motion filed on November 17th from a messy custody dispute between Anna's stepmother, Chantel, and her ex-husband, Thomas, Chantel requested that a hearing be rescheduled because of a, quote, extremely sensitive and severe circumstance, which could lead to a criminal case against her son. A separate legal brief submitted by Chantel's ex also painted a clearer picture, naming Anna's 16-year-old stepbrother, who was identified as TH in documents, a, quote, suspect in the teen's killing. Officials later determined that Anna was strangled to death and had been sexually assaulted. Creepy details have also been emerging about Anna's stepbrother, who was, quote, obsessed with her. The father of the slain 18-year-old ex-boyfriend is sounding an alarm about the 16-year-old suspect, telling Inside Edition that the boy had a creepy obsession with Anna and was once caught climbing on top of her while she slept. Stephen Weston cited conversations with his son to Inside Edition, claiming that the stepbrother wanted to date her and relentlessly pursued her despite their newly blended family.
She was scared of him because he always carried around a big knife.
Weston said his son tried to warn Anna's parents, but told him they didn't want to believe me. Hudson was first charged as a juvenile before his case was moved to adult court, where a grand jury indicted him. The baby-faced teen is charged with murder and aggravated sexual abuse and faces life in prison.
But we haven't even got to the update yet, my friends. Not at all whatsoever. This is just what's happened since. All right. This is literally just what's happened since. This kid is facing a nasty amount of charges. And I got to tell you, the first thing we're going to do is see him going into court and coming out. We'll hear all the court findings, and then we're going to get into, again, the brother and all the stuff that happened that you didn't know about. I want to send a huge prayer to DJ. All right. I'm sorry that you said your sister had her twins on May 5th. One passed on the 10th and one passed. Oh my goodness. Huge prayer, DJ. I mean, once is hard, twice is, I mean, I can't even fathom that. Mad prayers to you, DJ. We're here for you. We're always here for you. Come back whenever you can. And for the lady that gave me the $5 super chat, that is not cheap. That's very thoughtful. Thank you. I'm grateful for a 99-cent super chat, a $1.99 super chat, or just a like button. I'm grateful for it all. So thank you. All right. You guys I don't like anyone feeling like, oh, I can't be here because I'm not helping the channel. You do help the channel by watching it, liking it, and hyping it. Those are all free to do. And for those that can give in, well, you guys know we give back here on Guilty of Crime. So there's that. Let's go. All right. At the end of this episode, we're going to do a quick cleansing and talk about what you're grateful for. All right. What's up under your scars? How you doing, buddy? Yeah, very sorry for your loss, DJ. I mean, thank you, Krista. I'm grateful for you as well. We taking Turtle Island this year, baby. Well, you guys got to vote me in. You guys got to get me in. It's going to be a much different situation without all of the trauma. All right. Thank you, Allie. I appreciate that. All right, guys, let's get into this. You guys are going to get heated, so buckle up, buckle in. All right. New details. Anna Kepner's cruise ship death revealed in unsealed court documents. Guys, there's a 165-page document that I'm not going to show you. You can go over to Plunder. I do have some snippets that are important, but I don't want to read 165 pages of raping and strangling and even furthermore what he did to her. All right. Today is May 27, 2026. And the things that you need to know about now. Anna Kepner was found wrapped in a blanket. You guys realize that? Stuffed under a bed and hidden by a box of life vests after being killed on November 6th by that child that you see there. All right. According to the cruise line and federal documents. Her brother said that their stepbrother, Timothy Hudson, blocked him from entering the room shortly after midnight. So guys, I'm thinking that that's when the rape and the murder occurred, was shortly before midnight or right after midnight. When the brother did enter 2 minutes later, he was unaware that he was just feet away from Anna, stuffed under the bed, dead, wrapped in sheets. I mean, cold, right? Neck. You can probably see a bruise by then. Now, Anna Kepner, guys, she was seen entering the cabin at 8343 above the Carnival cruise at 7:38 p.m. on November 6th. According to court documents, we're getting a lot closer timelines now because of the new 165-page doc drop. Now, guys, we're on a cruise ship. When you're on a cruise ship, there's cameras everywhere. Well, guess what? She went into that room and she never came out. And they have that all on camera and time stamped. This thing is wild. It's wild that he is sitting out there. We've got details of how facetious he was being, how evil he was being, how cunning and manipulating and disgusting. And he's free to walk out there and do what he wants. Now, guys, the dad was not the first person to find her. It was the cleaning crew, but she didn't open the victim. She didn't unwrap the victim and, see her naked daughter under the bed dead. That was the father, her actual biological dad, which is also going to have to testify. All right. You have to. You're the one that did this shit. And same with the mom. Now, Lopez went on to say it appeared that someone had tried to hide her again by partially putting her underneath the bed and then putting a box of life vests to cover the view of the body from the whole rest of the room. Now, there's just a few new details being revealed in the recently unsealed transcript from February for the individual accused of Anna's murder, her 16-year-old stepbrother, Timothy Hudson, that they're now not shielding. If you notice, they're not shielding his name at all anymore. All right. Not at all. If you guys don't remember this, go to my playlist and check out my playlist. We caught this from day one as it unfolded. Now, guys, we didn't know this. We didn't know Anna's body was hidden so well that her own brother slept in the cabin that night and had no idea that he was just feet away from her. Now that's what Lopez said in court. There's going to be all the siblings and the parents and the crew that's involved that has to testify. Now, Anna's bio brother, was the last person to see her alive. All right. He saw her around 7:51, it says, making a quick pit stop at their cabin that night. He did not ever see his sister when he returned approximately 4 hours later. And then he went to bed just after midnight when Timothy Hudson didn't let him in the room, but instead he blocked the door to probably hide the body a little better. He told investigators that he went into the room at 12:09 a.m. and this little monster, Timothy, blocked him from coming in and made him wait in the hallway for approximately 2 minutes. Now, after sleeping 9 full hours, her biological brother, was back to running around the cruise ship with friends on the morning of the 7th. Hudson, this monster, meanwhile, has an appetite, right? He enters the room 3 minutes, guys, 3 minutes before Anna on November 6th, leaving on a handful of occasions in the next 18 hours. So this Timothy Hudson piece of trash went into the room 3 minutes before Anna said, "My teeth hurt for my braces. I'm going to go lay down." This little sneaky fuck did that. And then after he raped her allegedly and killed her, he left a bunch of times in the next 18 hours. What in the world was he doing? Now, Lopez alleged in court, Lopez, I believe, is her brother, alleged that Hudson not only hid the body, but also destroyed Anna's cell phone before disposing of it in the trash. Now, Anna's father, Christopher Kepner, and Hudson's mother, Chantel, have both said that they've cut all ties with the 16-year-old after Anna's death. That's a lie, by the way. Hudson also had been living at the same home as Christopher, Chantel, and Anna, and was sent to live with a family member shortly after returning from the cruise, and remains there while on pretrial release. Guys, he's on pretrial release. When's that going to happen? Now, he was first taken into custody in early February, which was the time that his arraignment as a minor or charges of murder and aggravated sexual assault. The grand jury that indicted him on those same charges, which were then refiled so he can be charged as an adult. He's now facing the possibility of 2 life sentences if convicted with both the rape and the murder. All right. Now, the grand jury wrote in a superseding indictment that Hudson did knowingly and unlawfully perpetrate the willful, deliberate, malicious, and premeditated killing of Anna Kepner with malice afterthought. That further, the grand jury states that this occurred during the perpetration of an aggravated sexual abuse. He has been in the care of a maternal aunt since his arraignment, and by the way, working with his uncle, with the public, doing services, right? And he rejected the motion from prosecutors to remand him in custody. They highly suggested it, and they ruled against it, guys. This is not good. Not good at all. He is facing these counts as an adult, but how long are they going to keep him out for? That's what I want to know. Let's take a look.
Killing his stepsister on a Carnival cruise ship.
Today, he was back in court. Local 10's Lindy Sue Paul is live in Miami with more on what happened during that hearing.
And the reason I like watching these is because I want to get the information out to you, like the details, and then we can talk speculation and what if and what's next. Thank you so much, Foxy, for the Guilty of Crime membership. If you received that membership from Foxy or Lady for Justice, please thank her or them. And then Kathy's been a member, a great member, for 7 months. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. I wish you were in the United States. He's way too dangerous, in my opinion. But look at his ugly face when he walks in. He actually has no expression. He doesn't look like he raped and killed his stepsister, allegedly. He looks like he's It's the day after Christmas, and he didn't like a gift that he's returning to Best Buy. Does that make sense? Now watch. Thank you, winner 1900. You are a winner. Thanks for the $5. Jay, it's Jules to Cali. Thank you. Thank you, Jules to Cali. Appreciate you. All right, check this out, guys. He looks like he's going to Best Buy the day after Christmas because he doesn't like his Christmas present. Wah, wah. But he's not crying. You think he's a psychopath.
Good afternoon. Timothy Hudson will continue to be able to live freely with family, and in just a few minutes, we are expecting to see him leave the courthouse. He was initially charged as a juvenile, which gave him the ability to live with family, but prosecutors say now that he will be tried as an adult, the game has changed, and they want him behind bars because of it.
Hell yeah.
With a stoic expression, surrounded by family, 16-year-old Timothy Hudson entered the federal courthouse in downtown Miami.
With a stoic expression. Like I said, this little fucker looks like he got the wrong video game for Christmas and he's making his parents go return it. No expression, no remorse. This guy's a psychopath, and I don't know why they're letting him out. I wouldn't be surprised, Deborah, jinx. I wouldn't be surprised if others come forward and say that he also tried to rape them or did rape them. Okay? So, what's up? Good to see you, MM Clark. Big hug, my girl. Big hug. I don't understand why he's not behind bars. That's what I'm saying. And when we get to the foundation of this, _ Michaels, is he going to actually even do time for this? And the parents aren't facing charges. The parents are actually set to testify, and they don't want to. All right? They don't want to. Too bad.
The teen charged with sexually assaulting and killing his 18-year-old stepsister, Anna Kepner, on board a Carnival cruise ship in November. Officials say Kepner was found dead in a cabin the two were sharing.
Oh, yes.
Prosecutors say she was found wedged under a bed, wrapped in a blanket with visible signs that she was raped and choked for 3 to 5 minutes before she died. Back in February, Timothy Hudson's case was transferred out of the juvenile system.
Now, guys, I tell you that every time when there's a strangulation, usually they'll tack on a premeditated or aggravating factor, because you have 3 to 5 minutes. Sometimes it's 2 to 5 minutes to decide, you know what, I'm not going to kill them, right? After a minute, they pass out. You can bring them back. You can just walk away and say, damn, I'm going to be in a mental facility for raping my sister. What did I do wrong? But now let's go farther, and he probably assaulted her for quite some time after she died, if you know what I'm saying. All right. And the only reason I'm saying that is because of him blocking the other kid out of the room and then only taking 2 minutes to finish covering it up. He had stuff going on up here, and he knew exactly what he wanted to do. Well, strangulation is much more personal, but here's the thing. They call it this. They called it an arm hold, which is like you just take your arm and you lock it in and they stop breathing. Most people just pass out. You don't kill them. All right. But strangulation takes 2 to 5 minutes. And that's what they're telling us here. They're saying he sat there for 3 to 5 minutes and he choked her to death while in the act of raping her. And yeah, I mean, there's that. Why is this kid out?
Now he will be tried as an adult, but complexities in the case are coming to the surface. He was initially released as a juvenile under the care of his uncle, but prosecutors argue he should be detained since he will be tried as an adult, calling him a danger and a flight risk. Hudson's attorneys denying those claims, stating he complied with his release order over the last several months. And Timothy Hudson has just left the federal courthouse. He is able to live with family despite his first-degree murder charge. He is walking with family as well as his attorney. His family was very emotional in the
guys. That guy's face is so punchable. Anybody else want to punch this dude in the face? This guy looks like he has no remorse, and he's got an entourage around him of lawyers and uncles. What is happening here? Yeah, they called it a mechanical asphyxiation, and then they called it a bar hold, which is literally like that around there, and then they pass out, and then you can let them wake them up, or continue, which is not what we want to happen. What's up? Yeah, but why is he out, guys? I didn't even get to thank you, Elvin. I'm sorry. I missed that. My bad. Thank you for the 5 guilty of crime memberships, and Carrie for becoming a member. Woo! Official crime crew, baby. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And Jules, I didn't miss that one. All right, let's continue.
Courtroom shedding tears. Timothy was quite stoic. His eyes were locked in front of him as prosecutors shared very graphic details about the condition of Anna Kepner's body when she was discovered in that cabin of the cruise ship back in November. Now, of course, we'll continue to follow up on this case. We'll keep you updated throughout the day. Reporting live in downtown Miami, Lenny Sue Paul, Local 10 News.
All right, now we're going to get into the freaking meat of some of the stuff that is outrageous and came out. And then we've got Auntie Nancy. I love it. You guys know how much shit she talks. All right, so we've got some of that coming up for you. Like I said, Plunder did some digging, and she buys documents, right? So when you buy documents, you want to why not sell them? So let me show you this real quick. I didn't need 165 pages. Shout out to Plunder for doing your hustle, girl. Get it. All right, get it. Get that shit. All right, November 6th. And so it's changed a few things. November 6th is the injury date listed on the death certificate. Cause of death, mechanical asphyxia. November 7th, bodies found by Carnival Horizon returning to the port. And then we fast forward to February, Hudson's charged as a juvenile, later transferred to adult court. Guys, he's never been locked up. Now, April 10th, the case formally moved to a federal adult court. Remember, this is Florida. I don't think they would try to even give him the death penalty. But what they did do was they had a motion hearing on custody and pretrial release. And guess what? He's free to walk and do whatever he wants, guys. Now, Judge Edwin Torres allowed Hudson to remain free under GPS monitoring while considering detention logistics. This mother trucker better come back and have some good logistics to get that little shit out of there. He's in Florida in a customer service setting, guys, with people that don't know he's a monster. Now, September 8th is the current jury trial date, guys, but I got to tell you, there's September 8th and then jury trial. I don't think that's going to happen. All right. We got the pretrial custody. He remains under electronic monitoring at his uncle's, and prosecutors continue to seek revocation of release. They want his shit revoked. They want his release revoked and lock him up as long as it takes to get to trial and then sentence this little shit. Now, he does have first-degree murder and aggravated sexual abuse under federal jurisdiction, which is bad because it was in the international waters. This little punk's defense is he pled not guilty. His federal public defender has declined to comment. He didn't do it, guys. Now, his family said Anna's father, Christopher Kepner, said the family trusts the justice system to pursue the truth with care and integrity. BS. That's BS. All right, here's a couple of the pages that I don't know if Plunder and the docket. I know the docket and her used to go together, but I just want to show you a couple of things that you haven't seen, and then we'll continue. I can't believe there's not more people in here that want to update on this. I can't watch this. I'm infuriated. You should watch this, though, because it's giving you a lot of information on what's happening and what's going to happen next. We need to pay attention to that. All right, so real quick, yeah, birds of a feather flock together. The parents made a public statement disowning him, and now they're what? I know that I also, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Okay, so there's a couple of things that I just wanted to show you. The morning between 9 and 11:30 p.m. And this is just some of the new stuff that came out with the camera footage and other people testifying. During one of those specifically, and I'll get back to you in the time, between 11:24 a.m., and that's the morning, the Horizon stateroom attendant goes into the cabin, and then she quickly came out, getting her supervisor, who also comes into the cabin, and that is when they discover the victim's body. So now you've got two more people that have to testify on top of the dad that pulls her out, the brother that slept in the room, the mom that didn't help do shit, or the stepmom, and then the other children that were on the cruise, plus whoever else interacted with them. This is not going to be a small trial. Now, approximately 11:27 p.m., the opposite of a.m., this little shit is seen walking by the hallway towards his room. As he walks by the cabin, he makes no effort to look and see what's happening inside, even though so many people are still in the cabin with the door open. He looks straight ahead and just walks away, guys. Damn, this guy is calculated. He's a piece of garbage. Now, after the minor witness leaves, which we talked about earlier at 11:23 p.m., or approximately 11:31, Timothy exits the cabin and re-enters just 13 minutes later. Then in 12:09 in the morning, now on November 7th, the minor witness is seen entering the room, quickly not observing it. He waits outside for 2 minutes, goes in, they go to sleep. CCTV shows all of it. All right. So that's as much as I'm going to get into with that. But we are going to go back to Fox and their coverage since the beginning.
In the Anna Kepner murder case, she's the Titusville teen who was found dead on board a cruise ship last November. Today in court, her stepbrother, the main suspect in Kepner's murder, appeared for a hearing and has now been released to his family. Yet again, joining us live now to talk about these latest developments, we've got Fox 35's Esther Bauer, who is live inside the federal courtroom today in Miami. Esther.
All right, remember, federal cases don't get eyes inside, so we're not going to see them. We're not going to be able to see what's happening, which sucks. So this is the closest we're going to get. Mab, my guy, what's up? How you doing? Carrie says, Pearl, Mama Pearl. Well, you can't be everyone's mama. She's only my Mama Pearl. My bad. The altar with burning incense is a big picture of Jesus. Then fills her mouth with logo. Oh, man. I keep that in chat. I didn't mean to put that up there. I do, too. I felt bad for any of the victims, guys. They're all victims. Anybody that didn't do this, and the parents, in my opinion, I mean, they're victims, but they should have done much better. They got several warnings, which we're going to talk about, and they did absolutely nothing.
Kind of walk us through here what happened inside that federal courtroom.
Come on, guys, get hyper.
Garrett, so this hearing started around 10 and it didn't wrap up until around noon. It actually took quite some time to get through. And the reason we were here is because the government was arguing this suspect needs to be behind bars until trial. We are talking about some of the most heinous crimes. He is being charged with the alleged rape and murder of his stepsister while on a family vacation. The government tried to make the argument he is a flight risk, knowing that he could face life behind bars, life in prison. He could try to get out of the area, flee town, just run away. Also, that he poses a danger and a threat to the rest of society. Now, a judge heard that argument and even told the government this was a convincing case, but did not decide to detain him immediately. So as you said, this 16-year-old suspect, really the only suspect in this alleged cruise ship murder of Anna Kepner, walked out free with his family, not in any cuffs. So what a judge is wanting to see happen is he wants a list of all the places where he could stay closer to his family in Hernando County. He didn't feel at this time it was right to keep him housed here in South Florida in the Miami location. So he's asking for a marshal to go and make a list of places he could stay that would be safe, that he would have the needed resources that would be closer to Hernando County. That is why he was released. But the judge also said,
it went so
I don't
low
agree
now.
with
I'm
the
sorry.
government's argument that he is any kind of flight risk. Keep in mind, he's been out, walking free just with a GPS monitor.
I was trying to help boost the sound, and it completely did the opposite. So let me get that back on for you. It's already low, I know.
On himself since February. That was when these charges first came down. He was released to stay with
Nope.
another family member. So he's been out.
111, by the way, he's never been arrested. I've never seen him in handcuffs, and he's never gotten released to his parents because they have a blended family with children in the home, and it's dangerous. So instead, they send him to Uncle's house where he just gets to run around with an ankle monitor and talk to women and children and people all day in a customer service type of role. What? No, the parents are saying they haven't had any contact with him and that they don't want anything to do with him. The family doesn't have lots of money. We just heard that that was a federal public defender. He's not paying. No, my friends. No. That's the thing that he testified. And yes, I can't imagine. I don't want to imagine how he's struggling. Just say a prayer for him and the other victims. He slept in the room that night with his dead sister's body.
Going to school, going to work, being with family since those charges first came down. And so a judge said, I don't really see the argument that he is a flight risk. He showed up here. He was in court. He sat through the entire hearing with his father and some other family also there. But he did attend and he did not try to flee. So he isn't so sure he is a flight risk. And we're still waiting to see if a judge.
What do you mean he isn't so sure? What about the people that he comes in harm's way with? This guy was stalking. Guys, there's a 165-page document that's got the nitty-gritty of the details and more people talking. This guy was stalking his own stepsister, got on top of her. You're going to hear from the boyfriend later about what he did in front of him. And this guy is not a flight risk? What about being a harm to society? How about raping another girl or woman? How about what? I'm just mad.
Make the final call that he is a danger based on some of the facts that the government made in their case going forward.
Ridiculous.
But we do want to get some video up on your screen because we were there when he walked out, not in cuffs, with his family, with his public defender.
So earlier I showed you when he walked in. This one shows you when he walks out, and then it gives you the context. And then we're going to get into some guilty of crime bashing the alleged suspect. You know why? Because we can. You know why? Because it's my platform. And y'all are here, and you're welcome to do the same thing. Just be respectful. All right? Yes, exactly. That's how I feel, Emily Jane. I am very pissed off because, and I don't want to stop too long. I'm telling you right freaking now that if he gets left unlocked, not locked up, they will delay that trial for years. They will use their best effort and best strategy to keep him on the outside. And then they'll say, well, he was on ankle monitor. Can we get half time served? Oh, and by the way, at the time that he did that, he was a minor. So he should get, guys, I know where this is headed. This isn't my first rodeo. All right. 7 months already, dude. What's up, Mab? Thank you. Appreciate you. All right, let's continue. I'm pissed at this.
And we're trying to understand what happened on that cruise ship. Take a listen. We tried to ask him some questions, but
of course. Because he's a little prick. That's why you didn't get far.
Timothy, do you have anything you want to say? Did you kill Anna in that cruise ship? What happened in that cabin? Timothy, is there anything you want to get out there? Are you being wrongly accused? Did you not kill Anna? Anything the family wants to say? Anything that you want to say? Do you have any comment you want to say defending him?
There's nothing that we can say right now. The case is still pending, but he's got nothing to say.
How do you feel that he's being able to go back to his family?
We're not making
Look, there's Brian.
We're not making any further comment.
Is he being wrongly tried?
What that further comment is not getting through. Okay, we're done. Thank you.
Nope, never
so here
do.
You can see tight-lipped from his public defense team as well as his family.
Guys, I just want to punch that kid in the face. I'm sorry. I know it sounds bad for the host of a true crime channel to say I want to punch a kid in the face, but boy, do I want to punch that kid in the face. Does anyone have any teenage sons that can accomplish that? Yeah. I still got that cough. I'm just real quickly. Hello, Retha Bell. Good to see you, my friend. Come on in. Some crazy rumors that I was talking to one of our And guys, stay around because I got to talk to you about CrimeCon at the end of this. So I was talking to one of the crime crew people here, and the way that they found my channel was me being bashed on Reddit. So on Reddit, they were telling people that Jay from Guilty of Crime is going over to Florida and stalking Jen Soto, following her around, and all kinds of other stuff, right? We had a pedophile as a what did they say? We had a pedophile as a mod that had full access. The rumors were outrageous, but my whole point is I'm grateful for that because that brought me to the person that is here for us, Patricia NY, that's holding the party for us, and hopefully, God willingly, that works out. All right. She went to Reddit. She read a bunch of shit about me. Like I was just the worst scam artist in the world. You should see what she does. And she decided to come here and check. And she said, Jay, what was that? I don't know. It's not out there anymore, but I'm grateful for that. Yes, Lil Red. I don't care. I'm grateful for that situation happening, or I wouldn't have learned the things that I did. All right. But that was awesome that she came over and continued to be with us. So thank you, guys. Big prayers for Patricia. She's going through aggressive chemo. She's the one that's throwing a party for us. Hopefully I can get it all worked out. All right, let's continue. Yeah, Jen Soto the potato. Oh, guys, by the way, Casey Anthony is out. Casey Anthony's just walking around now, and TMZ has the footage, and I've got the footage. So I'm going to cover a lot of things when I get back, but boy, do I want to show you Casey Anthony just walking around like Jen Soto.
As well as him. He had nothing to say about this case and what allegedly happened on that cruise ship. Now, we did get some new details that we didn't know about what was going on in that cabin. They were pouring through surveillance.
Real quick, I love you for this, Jack Stormo. Oh my God, so funny. So the person that told me to do a give, go, send was the person that said that that you guys gave me give, go, send money to fix my roof. I got $1,200 out of that, and I never got paid anything towards my roof. Just cost me $30,000, and the rest of the damage was over $200,000. And you know what, Jack Stormo, that give, go, send was no more than $1,200, and I used it for bits at a time to stay in hotels. Remember, we kept getting kicked out of hotels because it was a shit show. But yes, thank you. I bet you there's still pictures of my house out there with poop. They put like poop on the ground. And anyway, thank you. That was funny. That got me. Please pay. Yes, please pray for Patricia. She can use all the prayers. All right. Yes, thank you. Patricia also waited to make her own decisions about Chris and you. She has so much respect. For me too. Prayers for her fight against cancer. I'm actually really worried about her right now. I know I shouldn't be. Her daughter was texting me, but she hasn't texted me since the real aggressive chemo. And I just hope that it's not because of what I fear. Okay, so say a big prayer for her because, I mean, that's happened to me already before. We were out at a pumpkin patch, and our friend that's like a neighbor or neighbor friend calls, said my mom just passed away on the second chemo treatment. So please say a prayer. Yeah, roofs sure aren't $1,200, that's for sure. I'm in San Jose. What do you mean? I guess I own a McMansion then. My house is $1.3 million in San Jose, and roofs cost $30K. You guys know, if you're from the Bay Area, if you know, you know. All right, let's continue. But if I moved out of California, we'd be like, we would be what people would call rich.
Footage.
Not here, though.
We never knew this, but allegedly there is surveillance footage of this suspect. Okay. The following day, again, this happened in the late to overnight hours. The following day, he's on surveillance footage walking around this cruise ship and eventually throwing Anna's cell phone into a garbage can. So that is all on surveillance that the government said.
Guys, I can't wait to get the surveillance footage so we can see how this little prick acted after, before, during. My goodness. Yeah, you know, if you're a house owner, then you know. That's it. That's all.
When this is eventually tried, the jury will see that. But I do want to point out that his defense ultimately says all the government has right now is a theory, but there are gaps in their case. And one point of note is in a massive transcript that was just released, 145 pages of people documenting all of the teams that have been part of this case. A question was asked, is there any DNA, any fingerprints on Anna from when she was allegedly strangled to death? And there is no DNA of the suspect that we're being told that the government has even testified of who actually strangled Anna. So
But guys, here's the thing. They've got every millisecond down on those cameras. When you see that little shit walking into the room 3 minutes prior and then Anna going in and never coming out again alive, his DNA is probably somewhere in the sexual graping area. All right. And yes, Lil Red, thank you. I like people with common sense. Like I'm in Silicon Valley. That's the Bay Area of California. That's where people come to give investment money and get investment money. Everything costs money. Your roof was 11. No, that I don't 1.2 $1,200 just to help us with the hotels and what we were trying to figure out. Not a damn roof. I know, but listen, Reddit does that. Reddit will look at me and say the opposite. It's just what it is. Not all Reddit. I've been finding some good, useful stuff about David on Reddit. Jay, I can tell how hard this case hits you. You've never cussed. Well, look, Kat, this kid is walking free until who knows when, right? He's walking free until who knows when. Yeah, look at you. Oh, it's all good.
Ultimately saying these two teens could have had sex, and they did.
Yep, there you go.
In Anna, but they're saying there are gaps in the government's case because important details like that, like why is there no DNA evidence that he was the one that choked her and ultimately killed her? So we are preparing to go to trial. September, Garrett, is when this is allegedly happening. We are still waiting for this judge to make a final ruling.
All right, I love Mab. See, Mab's out in the Bay Area, and his town, your town is even a richer town than mine, and your house is worth $833,000. I don't know how big it is. I've only seen the small little room that you're in, but Mab, in order to have a decent house in San Jose, and I say decent, that was built in 1955 and up, it's over $1.5 million where you don't have to do any work on it. I mean, that's just minimum. All right. You literally can't get a house in the Bay Area for less than 1.5 million. And it's not a new house. It's an old house. I have an old friend who is snobby and buys designer, but can't afford a rent. Or how about people that live in trailer parks, but they drive like $100,000 car and they use food stamps? Oh my goodness. Nothing wrong with food stamps, but get your priorities straight. Carrie, my girl, how you doing? It's good to see you. It's been a while. Hello, Robin. $1 million for a decent. That's only because you know how to do work on it, my friend. That's only because you know how to do work on it. Daly City is $1 million. Yeah, exactly. 110%. You got that right. All right, let's continue.
After he receives a list, like we said, from the marshal's office on where they could keep him closer to home, he really thinks for his.
So I wanted you to see the digital and forensic. There's going to be a shitload of that, right? DNA results from the rape kit matching Timothy, victim's Apple Watch and iPhone tracking data with her heart rate, her missing cell phone he smashed in the trash. Guys, they're going to be able to pull all that. Ship routers tracked her phone movements matched by his. So, guys, why is he not locked up?
His mental well-being, his age, he needs to be housed closer to family, not housed here in South Florida. So we will be tracking that closely, but still proceeding to trial. And still, as we speak, the suspect walking free.
And Esther, it is interesting that that this suspect is released. I know you've talked to a number of legal analysts and experts in the months that you've been covering this. Is that simply because he's a teenager? I mean, you would not see similar circumstances similar accusations against another suspect who is an adult.
He doesn't even want to say it. He doesn't want to say it. This white kid If this were a black, Hispanic, or anything else than a white, blonde-headed kid, they'd be locked up. But he's trying to go around that because he's like a Poindexter, right? He reminds me of Poindexter. He's like, I don't know if I should say those words or not, but yeah, other people would be locked up under those circumstances. Oh my goodness, 22 months. Thank you. Happy My Friday to y'all. All right, let's continue. Love you, girl.
It would be very unlikely that they would be out of jail ahead of this trial. So what are you hearing from the experts and analysts that you've been talked to about that? Is it simply because he's a 16-year-old, even though he's being tried as an adult here?
Everyone we talked to, and I even just spoke with some of those sources a few moments ago, they're just saying this is absolutely crazy.
Yep.
They really feel like they've never been part of a case with these circumstances. And even the government brought that up. They said, look, I was doing this 20 years
Yep.
before I moved into these
Oh,
federal
yeah.
cases. If this was a juvenile facing, again, alleged attempted rape and murder, or actually not attempted, alleged rape and murder. If this was a child facing those crimes and was being tried by the state of Florida, instead of the federal government, even under the state policies, they would be held behind bars until trial. And I think
Yes,
what
they
makes this
would.
case so unique is you rarely see the FBI
What
courts
happened?
getting involved with kids. Quite frankly, they're not a fan of
That is true. You rarely see the FBI doing anything with a minor, but the fact that they decided to try him as an adult, I absolutely have a huge problem. This is Florida, Aretha. This is Florida. You remember the Carnival cruise ship that they went on back in 2025? 16-year-old Timothy Hudson, November 25th, killed Anna Kepner on a Carnival cruise on the last day. All right. It's crazy. I cannot believe he's not locked up. And I hope nothing happens to anyone. That's what all I can say.
prosecuting children. So there just isn't much to go off of for us to have a juvenile, a 16-year-old facing adult charges being tried in the federal court. Just not a lot to go off of. They're trying to pull case law from other cases that they have seen tried, but all the experts that we've spoken with say
That's
it is
crazy.
absolutely mind-boggling that someone facing these charges, two of the worst charges that you can face, where you can again
See?
face life in prison, to just be walking free. But
I'm telling you right now, this is, and I always say, this is not clickbait. I always have to tell you, Anna Kepner, stepbrother, murder suspect, walks free. What's next? I'm telling you guys, everybody's in a huff about it. I'm really surprised that more of you didn't say, Jay, why aren't you updating this case? You've been covering it the whole time. All right. Yeah, this little prick needs to stay in there for the rest of his life and be a power bottom with Chud.
the judge, like I said, hey, you made a great argument, but I want to make sure we're going to follow this through. We're going to follow all the statutes perfectly. And that's why at this point, he just didn't feel comfortable locking him up.
So last thing here, Esther, what's next in this? I know you said right now we're still on a path to go to trial here. There are some other things that have to happen more immediately. So what's next in this?
Nope,
So
no
we're
death
really gonna wait to
penalty.
see. A judge said he just didn't feel comfortable making an ultimate filing right now. So what he's asked the Marshals Service to do is to go look at Hernando County and the specific areas there. Where can they safely house this juvenile?
So he's not safely housed right now. I want you guys to understand that. He's staying with his uncle, and his uncle has some kind of, I don't know if it's wood cutting or lawn maintenance, some kind of business, and he's working with him, interacting with customers, people's children, men, women, whatever. All right. So yes, that's what I was going to say. The judge doesn't feel comfortable locking him up. He should be the opposite. He should not feel comfortable letting him walk around. Nobody cares about nobody even checks your damn ankle monitor, guys. Nobody cares. You can be all the way in freaking Africa by the time they're like, oh, I guess they cut their monitor off. Okay, put a warrant out for him. This is absolutely, I hope this moves fast.
Who is facing these charges but can be housed closer to home, whether that's a county jail, There was talk about possibly some kind of foster home, but they need the Marshal Service to find a place closer to home, because the options that were put on the table today were all for right here, Miami and South Florida. So we're waiting for that final hearing. And then, Garrett, we have 145 pages of a transcript that we are weeding through right now, breaking down what the FBI found, what the suspects have said, what people on that cruise ship have.
145. I said 165 earlier, 145. I don't want to give myself nightmares before CrimeCon, so y'all go look it out and check it yourself. I will not be reading that unless I have to, because no.
Said all the evidence the government has building this case. So as soon as we hop off here, we're going to start reading that. This was an unsealed transcript that just happened. Like we said, 150 pages almost. So reading through that, I'm sure we'll see additional hearing dates, some pretrial hearings. But like you said, as of right now, heading to trial, and September is the time frame that we have right now.
I hope so.
Fox 35's Esther Bauer joining us live from Miami. We appreciate you
guys,
giving us the very latest.
If they don't lock this little prick up, I'm telling you that delay is going to be the strategy for as long as they can go. All right. So if you guys just rolled in, welcome. Hit that like button. Get yourself a membership. Gift yourself a membership. Help the channel. Helping the channel, also hit the like button. If you leave, hit the like button. If you come in, also, if you're on the rewatch crew, thank you. Appreciate it. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Remember, for freaking 17 months, I'm sorry, my eyes. And then we got 7. I got 22 on it and 7 on it. I was looking at this one. I said, I got 5 on it. Remember when weed you can get for $5? I don't even think you can take a puff of weed for $5. So justice for Anna Kepner. We need this little prick to be off of the streets. He is out free to do whatever he wants with an ankle monitor and his uncle surrounding him. And who knows who's actually monitoring and watching him. What is this little prick doing? Is he stalking the neighbor next door? Is he going to go for an 84-year-old woman this time? Or what? Judge Edwin Torres is the name. Bad judge. Thank you. Thank you for that. I feel the same. All right. We're not even done. We're not even halfway done. Y'all know I'm not ready to go. I think you guys thought I was getting ready to go, didn't you? 3 blunts for $5. Yeah, now it's a $35 blunt. And that's minimum, 35 to like 60. And I don't smoke that shit. I smoke this, and it's expensive too. Jessica says, my husband's always walking around saying, I got 5 on it. It drives me crazy because he says it so much. Oh, hey, we gotta have a laugh here and there. Now let's continue on this little prick and what's going to happen next and what's happening now. We talked about kind of what's next, but we're going to talk more about that with Auntie Nancy.
With a relative, an uncle in another part of Florida, another county, and there are attempts being made to get him in custody until the trial.
Robert Crispin.
I mean, so many times you see pictures with this little prick looming around her. Why didn't anyone do anything?
Joining us now, private investigator at Crispin Special Investigations, former federal task force officer, U.S. Department of Justice, DEA, Miami field office. It goes on and on and on at crispinsinvestigations.com. But this is Florida, his jurisdiction, and he is joining us right there where that cruise ship took off but came back with Anna Kepner dead. Robert Crispin, you hear what the dad is saying. He refuses to go back into that courtroom, to go into the courtroom.
But he has to. So the dad's literally, quote unquote, with the new document said, I found her cold, naked body. And that's exactly what happened. All right. Jessica, welcome to the Crime Crew official member. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Make sure you hit all notifications so you can see us streaming, because we're going to Las Vegas for CrimeCon, and I'm not going to tell anyone where I'm at or whatever, but I will let you know when I land. Mab, I'll let you know when we get there as well. You text me when you get there. Welcome to all the new Crime Crew members. CrimeCon 2026, baby. 111. Say a prayer. All right, let's continue.
And revisit that room again in his mind, his heart, his soul, where he found his daughter stuffed under a bed, cold to the touch and naked.
I don't.
Do you blame him?
Listen, I being a father, I don't want to ever have to deal with something like that. I don't blame.
Exactly. I don't want to ever have to deal with something like that or even put myself in that predicament. All right. So, and I'm not going to read those damn documents either, unless I have to. Welcome, everybody. Foxy's been a member for 20 months, back when dime bags cost a dime. See y'all at Crime Crew Party in Vegas. I hope that we can get that going. I'm going to need my mods' help, though. We got to get that going, guys. I'll tell you at the end. Elvin, oh my God, Jay, I love Vegas and couldn't imagine how fun it will be. I hope you all have the best time. Listen, Elvin, anywhere that we go, we have a good time. So take that and see, and you'll see. It doesn't matter if we're going to the dentist. We're going to have a good time when we get there. All right? Got to order a new sweater. I dropped the bleach. No! You do need more Guilty of Crime merch, though, because, it's getting a little dusty in there. Can we have a little prick emoji, please? Yes. Let's continue.
Him, but unfortunately, this is the federal government, and this is a homicide investigation. And by hook or crook, he's going to have to testify, and the government's going to have to put him on the stand. He's the one who found Anna dead. He's the first person back to her body to find her naked, wrapped in the blanket and covered in life jackets, and finding her lifeless, cold, no pulse body. You don't get to not testify. I completely understand, and I'm compassionate with him, but he is a major indicator of moving this case forward.
Hey, Crispin, I believe that first,
there needs to be, now this came out before we knew that he was going to be locked up. So yesterday was when this morning I found out that he's walking free. And I said, oh shit, why isn't anyone saying, Jay, give me an update? So I gave you guys an update, but this came out right before they announced that. And these experts all said, without a doubt, he's going to be locked up after the hearing. He sure isn't. Sure isn't. Yeah, I'm not kidding, Elvin. I'm not kidding. You ever heard of laughing gas?
A maid went in and saw her, and then I'm sure screamed her head off. And then the dad went in and pulled her out. He touched the body. And that's kind of thing you never get over, ever, for the rest of your life. And we just heard Michelle Spitzer state from USA Today, Robert, that the alleged perp is walking free even now. Now, Robert, you've been there on location over and over and over, but this is what's happening right now. And I'm going to get Michelle Spitzer to back me up on this. The perp is living in a residential home. Can I see Chris?
So we're talking before we were mad, but after we're even more mad. He's been out the entire time. Guys, I haven't even seen this little prick with a mugshot. I haven't seen him with handcuffs or a mugshot. Yeah, this punk is a monster. I agree. What's up, Wendy B? Good to see you.
I want to get his reaction to this. He's not in jail. He's walking free. Now, this little girl, Anna Kepner, had been afraid of him for a really long time. And I'm going to play back to you what her then boyfriend said about how this perp had crawled on top of her before. And she was afraid. And she
Guys, I thought that this was like a one-time thing that happened and the parents kind of shrugged it off and were like, oh, we're on vacation. What could go wrong? No, this was reoccurring. This little prick was stalking his stepsister. I don't know what his ultimate goal really was. I don't know if he thought she was going to just have sex with him or what. Thank you so much, Monique, for the $2.79. I don't even know how you got $2.79, but I love it. Thank you. You do. You got your Guilty of Crime tumbler and your Foxy box and all kinds of things. I know. I love, and I got to shout out to my girl Tiff. My girl Tiff does do the best merch. The tumblers work great. Everything's good. So go support your girl. Jessica, I cannot believe this dude is walking free. Have a great time at Crime Con. Thank you. Hashtag fuel fun. I appreciate you. Thank you. And welcome to the crime crew. Remember, I hope you get to catch a live while we're out there. Thank you.
Voice to that concern. And the boyfriend and his dad told the parents, but there's more. This is a pattern because tonight, Crispin, we are learning that the little brother, the one that was banned from the room so Anna could be and killed, that little brother, we are now learning, Crispin, that there are reports the little brother went to the mom, the stepmom and the dad, and told them something's happening, something's wrong. And nobody did anything, Crispin, nothing.
So,
they could have saved her life if this account is true, Crispin.
So if it's true, Nancy, and there is some banter that happened, and there is a superseding indictment that is potentially coming down the road, there were multiple indicators that we've learned through this story, Nancy, that this perpetrator, the killer, had a problem. And a lot of people knew that. You ever hear the term see something, say something?
Do something?
That goes right down the line.
You know I was going to do that. See something, say something, do something. No, we should do that, though, because people do send pictures with their merch. But, you know, we're trying to get it together. No one gets paid here. It's all just free. You know, everyone donates their time, essentially. But, yeah, this is the Bluetooth one, man. This is awesome. This is a lifesaver. Not only really if you want to keep your shit cold, but the fact that it plays music through the it's if you're a streamer and you have this and you need like extra sound, this is really awesome. It really is. I didn't realize how much I actually needed that. Yes, my girl Tiff, go check it out, guiltyofcrime.com, and then go click on merch. All right. 16-year-old's been charged. Yeah, but he remains innocent until proven guilty and out of jail.
What happened here?
Anna's brother heard a heated argument between them in their cabin the night before Anna was found dead. He heard the stepbrother yelling at Anna, the sounds of furniture overturning, and screams from inside their room.
You heard him yelling at her, like in a harmful way.
Okay, so this is the ex-boyfriend that saw Timothy Hudson crawl on top of Anna Kepner, as well as Anna telling him, this little prick is creepy. He's stalking me, watching me, looking at me, getting on top of me. All right.
Of like, shut the hell up and stuff like that. Like something was like banging around and stuff, and like the chairs were getting thrown around in the room.
From our friends at Inside Edition, straight back out to Michelle Spitzer joining us, Florida investigative reporter with USA Today. Michelle, I find it very difficult to believe that the little boy, age 13 or 14, did not go tell the mom or dad. Something's going on in there.
Yeah, there has been nothing in court documents regarding the other sibling that was in the room and what he may have seen, what he may have heard. We do
know, hold on, let me go forward because I don't want to sit there on that screen and rather look at it. And those are her grandparents. I'd rather look at and honor Anna Kepner, Lady for Justice. Absolutely, hands down, he needs to be locked up. I really do hope that they revoke that. They didn't say anything about a bond. I have heard zero about him needing bond money, but I hope that they revoke his GPS monitor tracking and just lock him up until it's time, because he is a threat to society, in my opinion. Allie, I have made Mama Pearl homemade vanilla and strawberry jam when you get here. Crime Con, baby. Allie, you're so sweet. Mama Pearl, you see that? I'll be your tester. I'll make sure it's not poisoned, all right? Like back in the day when the queens, you'd have to have the jokers or the people test your food, make sure you didn't die. I'll be the tester. Don't worry. All right, let's continue. I agree. Her mom's sober now, unfortunately, but yeah, I agree.
Incident took place, but we don't know where he was, again, what he heard or saw.
We also are learning from the uncle who went online to Dave Mack, Crime Stories investigative reporter, and I want to read it correctly. This is from Martin Donahue. He states that the little brother told his stepmom when no one could find Anna on the ship. So yes, they knew who did this. It sickens me. The father, Chris, remains silent. So I guess this means, I'm extrapolating from these words, that it was the little brother again that raised the alarm, Dave Mack, the following morning, that nobody could find Anna.
And here's the thing. I feel like he was probably just tired like everyone else. He was like, why are you making me wait outside for 2 minutes, dude? And then he crashed out. We can email the judge. You should. I don't know if that's going to help, but why would they have a 16-year-old incel boy with raging hormones and testosterone share a room with his pretty and older stepsister? Literally makes no bloody sense. Yeah, it doesn't. Now, he wasn't alone. She actually had her real brother in there and her stepbrother. But Justin, I'm only saying that to document it correctly. I agree. No bloody sense at all. All right, I saw. What's up, Joanne? Good to see you. Carrie says, guilty of crime. I'm sending you a short clip of chicken wing. All right, thank you. I appreciate that. I was just thinking about needing some clips. Hello, Holly. Holly made it. No traffic today?
So you have the boyfriend and his father telling the family, the perp keeps trying to attack Anna. She's afraid. Nothing was done. Then you have the little boy reportedly telling the mom and the dad, they're on the cruise, something's going on in there. Nothing was done. You have the little brother again the next morning saying, I can't find Anna, but no one did anything. Dave Mack, do I have that correct?
Nancy, that is what Martin Donahue wrote for all the world to see. You're dead on accurate. What he is saying is that
thank you,
Anna Kepner, that this younger brother, this 14-year-old, was locked out of the room, and that he told the parents something's going on. I hear an argument. I hear stuff being thrown around. Nothing was done about it. And that's a shocking thing. If true,
guys, let me just tell you something. I know people do want charges brought against the parents. I don't know that they're going to go that far in this case. But if they wanted to make an example out of parents and this situation, this would be a perfect opportunity to do so. Because I didn't know that they had told him over and over. This is the first time I've heard that he was stalking her prior to, and she told them that she was in fear all the way up until the damn cruise. And then this happens. I can see why people are mad.
Beyond what most of us can imagine. But getting right to the heart of this, Martin Donahue posted this early on, Nancy, and he's asking people to please follow along and be involved in this case.
How many warnings did it take for the parents to finally hear, or did they ever hear, what was happening to Anna Kepner? Now, this little girl has been sex assaulted and murdered. Her cold, naked body stuffed under a bed on a cruise ship, and her dad, her bio dad, having to pull the body out. The nightmare sticks with him every day, every night. He vows he will not go back in the courtroom.
And the mom saying that too. The stepmom is saying, I'm not testifying. Guess what, guys? They're testifying. They'll be lucky if they don't get charged. Now, Daddy Bear that says he has to relive it, maybe he should have paid just a little more attention instead of pretending to be on his freaking honeymoon. Now, they were technically only married for 9 months at this point. So they kind of were newlyweds. Him and Chantel, which is the stepmother and the mother of that little prick. All right. So they were still in a honeymoon stage. Didn't care about what the kids were doing as long as they stayed alive. Well, they botched that one, didn't they? Let's continue.
And relive what happened. He says, I don't want to return to that room, even in his mind. Here's one of the warnings this family had.
She just didn't feel safe around him. She's scared to tell anybody because she was scared that he would do something to her.
Joshua, too, says Anna's close relationship with her stepbrother was one-sided. The 16-year-old is obsessed with Anna and made her uncomfortable with romantic advances. Yes. He once even caught him trying to climb into Anna's bed while the two were on FaceTime, Anna already asleep.
He says that I tried to tell the parents that this was happening, and they didn't want to believe me. He's like infatuated, attracted to her like crazy. He's always wanted to date.
Chris doesn't realize it's his fault. This whole thing is his fault. If he would have taken the warnings that Anna's ex-boyfriend.
Now you guys know that is Anna Kepner's mom, right? Right. So I mean, yeah, we've gone directly to her channel before. We've reached out to her to get an interview, and she likes to do her own thing on TikTok. So if you want to hear more about what she says, you can see up there at justmom1984 /TikTok. She hasn't said anything new since then. So I'm just doing this, spending some time with y'all, getting through the episode. We're going to talk a little bit about CrimeCon at the end, so you guys know what the hell's going on if you're there. And then, yeah, let's continue.
Boyfriend gave him, then she would still be here.
100%.
So keep that in mind, Christopher. I blame you.
As you should.
That from our friends at Inside Edition and Just Mom 1984 on TikTok. Let's hear what the boyfriend has to say in full.
Of course.
I was on FaceTime with her, and she was laying down, and the brother tried to go on top of her. And
you saw that?
Yeah. And
how
then
did she react to that?
I was like, what the hell are you doing in the room, you know? Then he got scared and like ran away. And I heard his footsteps like running through the house, you know, because he got caught. That was my first look.
What a little bitch. He got scared and he ran away. Wow, he won't do that with he won't stand up to a man, but he'll sure do that to a woman, huh? And guys, he was tall. He's pretty damn tall. He was hovering over Anna, and we know, like, it's not a secret that men are biologically stronger than women just by nature, right? And so it doesn't matter that he was 16 and she was 18. Damn.
She was the best that ever happened to me, and I'd even walk to her work to see her, you know, for like 5-10 minutes. She complained about him being uncomfortable, or her being uncomfortable around him, because of the fact that he tried to go on top of her in the bed, and because of that, she tried to go and stay the night at her friend's house, and instead of dodge to staying the night at her house.
So upset she would try to go and stay at a friend's house overnight to get away from the stepbrother that ultimately, according to federal prosecutors, killed her. That is from the Space Coast Rocket Instagram.
I didn't know you guys really wanted me to cover the crash. Of course I am. I've already got an episode all mapped out for you right here. I just am letting everybody else cover it right now. And there's all kinds of different like angles, or you'll just get random phone calls. I got you, Lady for Justice. My episode of the crash is right here. Like, I'm ready to go. If I needed to do another episode in an hour, I could just make a graphic and go. I know that damn case so well. And I watched that documentary like this the whole time. All right, let's continue. Shrilla the Killer. She's one of the most disingenuous people I've ever seen in my life. She has no remorse. She's just hollow inside or something.
Dr. Bethany Marshall joining us, renowned psychoanalyst out of the LA jurisdiction. You can see her now starring on Bravo and Peacock. She's the author of Deal Breakers, and you can find her at drbethanymarshall.com. Did you hear that?
And Nancy, this is so disgusting. This is the classic pattern of sexual abuse of a child. If the boyfriend was on FaceTime and TH climbed on top of Anna while she was asleep, how many times had this happened in the past and her dad refused to believe her? Let's be clear, TH is not her brother. The parents had not been married that long. He's some add-on and intrusion into her life that she...
You see that? I got to go back for a second, even though it's blurred out. The dad was more focused on his new wife than the actual taking care of his children. So this is her bio dad. I have the pictures all, guys. I shared them in the previous episodes. That is her bio dad, and he's the one that actually pulled her naked body that was covered in blankets out from under the bed and had to touch her cold body, dead body. All right. Bio dad of her, and then there's the stepmom, and there's this little prick right here, and then these guys are all siblings. You know, it's like the Brady Bunch. They all came together.
On an intrusion into her life that she did not want. And Nancy, I do not believe for 1 second that bio dad is avoiding the court case because he's afraid of being re-traumatized. If he goes to court, he's going to have to hear all the details of the case, and he's going to have information presented to him that he was not listening to her pleas, and he does not want to hear that. Nancy, in all the cases we've covered, the mother and the father always want to go to court, always, because they want to vindicate the slain child. So in this case, I think the
Guys, I'm gonna take a guess at this, but I think by the end of this, that they're probably gonna be divorced. I don't see how they're gonna get through this. Most of the time, I think 80% of the time, I'm gonna say, statistic wise, when two parents lose a child, they don't stay together. The trauma from the loss of the child and the one that grieves one way and the other grieves another way. These two people are two parents. One is the biological dad of Anna Kepner, and one is the biological mom of the little prick, Timothy. Make that make sense when they're battling this shit out in court. I don't think they're going to end up together, guys. Just a thought. But hey, what do I know?
Father, it's one last act of lack of protection towards his daughter that he's not going to court. It's tragic.
So now there are claims of a, quote, cover up, a cover up. You know, Robert Crispin, you were saying earlier that while the dad doesn't want to testify, doesn't want to relive what happened, he's going to have to. And you're right. He will be called as a witness, and he will have to get up there and testify, and he will be cross-examined. But think about the strategy here, Crispin. I don't believe the defense is going to cross-examine him on why nothing was ever done to Anna, because their client was the danger. How can they?
Now, guys, I would feel sympathy for the dad, obviously, had he not been warned time and time again and it chose to drink alcohol, dance, eat, and hang out with the new wife instead of protecting his biological daughter that was telling him, this kid's creepy, dad. He's doing this. I don't want. Oh, yeah, sure. All right. Thankfully, prison's going to be good, but he's out, Harris. He's out right now. He's never been handcuffed. He's never done a perp walk. We don't even see a mugshot.
Ask that question. Hey, how come you never protected your daughter from my client sitting over there? I don't think they'd touch that with a 10-foot pole.
No, but the government will. And him testifying, I feel, if he doesn't want to testify, and how many times have we seen this, Nancy, in homicide cases we've worked? He doesn't want to testify because if he is culpable of any part of this, where he should have intervened at any part of when it's all started, from the time he jumped in on top of her when they were on FaceTime, to the cruise, to the information that they knew, he might walk himself right into an indictment.
Hi, guys. Nancy Grace here. Please.
Yeah. We love you. We love your I love her mean comments. It's funny.
The stepbrother.
Reminds me of another abuse case of mine, Nancy. A 12-year-old comes to treatment and her older brother is stalking her. It's a biological older brother. And because of that, this little girl's falling into a depression. She has to lock the bathroom door because he will break into the bathroom when she's trying to toilet or take a shower. He peers into her room at night. He has flashlights. Siblings can stalk another sibling. It is not that uncommon if we think of the psychodynamics of this family. But the fact is, you never, ever put a teenage boy in a room with a teenage girl. You just don't, even if they are biological siblings, which they are not. So,
I mean, this creepy little fucker is always somewhere around her. Every time they haven't even been together that long as a family. And every time you see a picture of her, this little prick is somewhere lingering around. I didn't know the extent of this case until those documents were just opened and released with this new hearing that they had. All right, Kathy, good night. We'll talk soon. None of them did, and none of them want to testify, but they all have to, unless they were to offer him a plea deal. I just say lock his ass up until it's go time.
But I think the thing about Anna we have to keep in mind, this is just what we see in this case, but there was most likely a history of him stalking
Yes.
her within that home and climbing on top of her while she's sleeping. You can't tell me that she was safe in that bedroom or that this was the first time she had been violated by him.
Joining us now, out of this jurisdiction, veteran trial lawyer Greg Morse. He is a renowned criminal defense attorney. He founded Morse Legal, and he is the author of Untested on Amazon. Greg Morse.
Yeah, we like you.
Why is this defendant walking free? Because if anything we've said tonight, if anything we have learned is correct, and let me remind everybody, the parents have not been charged with anything, not neglect, not child abuse, nothing. This is based on statements made by others. Okay. They haven't been charged with anything. If these statements are true, that means there was a pattern, Greg Morse.
Yep.
A pattern.
Guys, I do wonder if FBI will actually even go there. Yeah, he did basically already essay her. Let's be real. We're being real as real can get, Holly. Go back to the beginning. Somebody told me earlier they haven't heard me cuss so many times in one episode. So this case pisses me off, but it's scary because we don't know who his neighbors are that he's living next to. We don't know what children are outside playing or what other teenage girl he might be fantasizing about. He's out free to do whatever he wants. It makes no sense. But I don't know that FBI is going to go there. I got to tell you, although I agree with the neglect charges, I can't imagine a jury of 12 people ever deciding to charge these parents with almost anything after what I hate to say that, but I just don't see it. I hope so, but I doubt it. All right. Crime con. Choo choo. Let Jay get some lunch or a drink or two. Thank you. Thank you, Under Your Scars. I appreciate that. I got myself a haircut with money that Jack Stormo sent over to me. So thank you. Much appreciated, guys. All right. Aretha, of course. I've been covering this case since day one. Well, all the cases that I'm drawn to, I'm like, I think that's why you guys come back here, right? Because I'm not snoring on the microphone. What do we say? What are we doing? Where are we? What day is it? Huh? Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. What? Just kidding.
Of the stepbrother attacking Anna and nobody doing anything about it. So, as Robert Crispin just told us, you see a pattern emerging. If it's true, can the parents be charged? What would the charges be? And if this pattern is true, why is he out free? If he has a history of attacks and stalking young girls, you don't think there are young girls in his neighborhood? There has to be. Right now.
Guys, we still have some time to actually make the goal. I really want to give the Maddie Soto shirt out, and I know you guys want it. So do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe. Let's get to the goal. All right, Jay, your color is smashing. Girl, it took me hours to get this done. I do my own hair. Hours. Okay, but thank you. I took the day, like half a day off to do this because my hair is so black that I have to bleach, go back, let it dry, put some toner in, let it dry, bleach again, like all in the same day. I need to bleach at least 2 to 3 times in one day without frying my hair off. Not easy. But the haircut, it's $40 a pop. I'd like to buy you a Starbucks next time. Thank you. Absolutely. There's a Starbucks right near where I always am. All right, let's continue. I knew you long before. Hey, I'm always voting for the underdog, Retha. I always want the underdog to win. I always want to help somebody. I always want to give someone advice in hopes that they might listen just a little bit. But nope. And that's why, peace out. Thank you, Retha, for keeping that private. I never really want to talk crap about anybody, let alone creators. But I really wanted to, I put my best foot forward to help, and I got shit talked. I was actually embarrassed. I was embarrassed, so I never came back. All right, let's continue. This little prick is walking free right now.
Yeah.
Well, Well, first of all, why he's out is because under the Juvenile Detention Act, it's to offer the least restrictive means. The government sought only dangerousness, not risk of flight. Those are the two reasons that the court considers. So, he's on the monitor. He's with an uncle. So that's restrictive enough. He can be monitored if he leaves the house. So that's enough. Switching it over because he's charged as an adult and now having this pretrial release decided under the Bail Reform Act because he's charged as an adult really it's more procedural than substantive. There's no reason to revisit this other than the procedure changed. He should stay in the same position that he's at. The court's not going to learn anything new probably at the new bond hearing that I believe is coming up on the end of May 27th. So as far as the release, you can't just work backwards from a hard.
So that's why I actually did work backwards and I showed you what happened in court. But this is an interesting conversation. So when Nancy's talking about this little prick being free, yes, Allie, I can't believe it either. Like I said, this is not clickbait. This little prick is free to just walk around and interact and do whatever he wants. They don't check ankle monitors all the time to see that little 16-year-old white boy that we let stay out because of his privilege. Oh yeah, now he's over there with his uncle. I doubt it. All right. So they're mad about him being out from the time of his arrest until now. They don't even know yet that what happened yesterday at this point, that he's out again. Hey, Kel, good to see you. I saw your text message. Thank you. BS says demon was in his pants. I love it, Deb. Yes. Thank you, Harris. I appreciate that. Allie says you do your hair. I can barely straighten my. You're funny. Oh, you're funny. Jay, we should live stream. Yeah, let's do that. That sounds like a great idea. Not with these people. No.
Horrible crime and say has to be locked up. This was a horrible thing. Every single person is presumed innocent until the state proves every single element beyond and to the exclusion of all reasonable doubt or the person pleads. So that's why he was released. These are restrictive means. He's monitored 24/7. If he goes outside that house, that monitor goes off, GPS signal, police are notified right away. So with regard to that, and the court should probably keep him in the same situation now because nothing's changed. As far as the family, you're right. I mean, you hear maybe they were arguing or there were problems and maybe the family.
And guys, that wouldn't be such a big deal if everyone wasn't saying that she was scared of him. He creeped her out. He was stalking her. He got on top of her. They went to the parents and told like they should. See something, say something, but you still got to do something. All right. I love that over here. We actually have stickers that say something, see something, and do something. Because you can say something and see something and not do a effing thing about it. And thank you, M.M. Clark, for helping me get that happy birthday to your beautiful child message out to Kel. And anybody that has a birthday coming up, happy birthday month. Guys, we're coming up on June. If I tell you, Kel, I might have to kill you. So you're going to have to wait, my friend.
Family wanted, hey, make this work, this new blended family. Work it out, guys. That type of stuff. It's a long way to impute knowledge of a murder and to a family. And Anna was 18 years old. So she was an adult. So you don't have some type of child neglect or something to that effect here because she's an adult when this happened. The only thing maybe they could go with some type of obstruction if they said something to law.
Look, she looks bored. She's like, yeah. Now listen, guys, we already know he's going to use some kind of mental defect. All right. He's going to use a mental defect as a defense. The reason we know that is because as soon as this happened, they checked him right into a mental hospital. Why didn't they check him into a mental hospital before? Because they're just using that as an excuse and a defense, in my opinion. And Kat, you're 110% correct. This was way avoidable. This did not have to happen. All right, guys. Tonight's the last scheduled live for the week. Then Crime Con. But I do have a shirt to give out if we get to the goal. I have the last Madeline Soto shirt. Today's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You probably won't see me until the earliest is Friday, guys. All right, just because I want to do some family stuff before everybody arrives, and so I'll probably see you guys. Watch out for me Friday and Saturday at the very least. I might pop on before, but I'm gonna be in Vegas live streaming, guys. All right, totally preventable. I don't consider an 18-year-old adult. Plus, this was probably happening before she turned 8. Oh, it was 110%.
Enforcement and made statements, but you could say it, but it's the reality of it, Nancy. You want to convict everybody because they're arrested. We know how easy it is to arrest people.
She's an adult. Show Anna Kepner again, please. She's wearing braces. She's still in high school.
Sure. Okay, but she's 18.
18 is not an adult, Crispin. Can you drink at 18 in Florida?
Florida's 21 years old.
Oh, okay. So she's not even able to have, what do they have now? The White Claw, kind of alcohol, but not really.
Oh, please. These kids drink when they're 15, 16. How many episodes do y'all watch on TV? Pay attention next time you're watching new Netflix or Hulu show. It's so casual that 15, 16-year-olds are having sex and drinking. It's like normalized. It's the wildest thing. But listen, Kimberly, who the hell puts two teens of the opposite sex in the same room and let them have as much alcohol and freedom as they want? Not me. How about you? You're going to be there in Vegas? Yeah, but that's not even the thing, though. See, because they can use that. And I don't know if you're saying that because this little prick is going to try to be like, oh, my brain and body hasn't stopped growing. I'm not 21, because he can use that as a defense as much as anything else. Bottom line is he allegedly and is now being charged for the rape and murder of Anna Kepner. All right. So, I mean, regardless of that, well, you got it.
Can't even have hard cider. And Greg Morse is telling me that she is an adult. Hold on. Keep it on Crispin. Crispin, number one, I got Morse on tape because he says the same thing every time. And when he runs out of defenses, he says presumed innocent. He always throws that in at the end in case we forgot. But everything that he said is not answering the question. The question is, if what we're being told is true, there is a pattern of stalking and sex attack attempts. If that's true, he has a history. Why is he free in a neighborhood where there are young girls living around him?
Okay, this is the question of the day. Okay, I came on here super heated. Anna Kepner's stepbrother, murder suspect, walks free. But for how long? How long are they going to delay it? How long are they going to, right? No Shoot says no, because they're saying, oh, legal. Oh, no. That's ridiculous. Thank you. I just want to clarify that. I don't care if that girl would have been 88. All right. I don't care if she was 78, 88, 28, 38, or 14. That was his stepsister that he was stalking, and we have witnesses to say so. Wow. Thank you, Rose, so much for the $5 super sticker. I'm going to pretend like it's an avocado because I can't see it on my screen. What does old Nancy know about hard cider? Oh, girl, what do you mean, Retha? Don't you think Nancy could put that back like no other? Come on. She'd be taking those top shelf shots. Just saying. Expert boyfriend testimony statement. And he saw prior to the event influence courts DA to charge parents knew. I know. We'll see what happens. First, we got to get this little prick locked up.
Well, I have a huge problem with him being out on bond, even with his GPS monitor, because, Nancy, as you get closer to trial and you meet with your defense team, you start to realize that your demise is very, very close and how strong the evidence is against you. And you start to become a caged animal. And you realize, I'm out. I only have a short amount of time to either kill myself. That won't break our heart. However, or kill someone else and escape. I have a huge problem with him being out. I get that he's a youthful offender. I get it. But there are a lot of violent youth.
But guys, not only, and he's right, there's a lot of violent youthful offenders. We see his demeanor. He appears to have zero F's, zero remorse. It's like he's not even taking accountability because he blacked out and he doesn't remember what happened. You know, the good old blackout defense? Shrill of the killer? I don't remember driving 100 miles an hour straight into a wall without ever braking. Who, me? Now we can start the show. Now that you're back, anyone else need me to wait? We good? We can start? Now that Mo's back, we got you? All right, let's go.
Full offenders, which is why he's being charged as an adult. Trust me, the government knows about all this past with him. And you're going to see that that's going to come up at this next hearing. I'm going to be shocked if this judge doesn't pull that GPS and put him into custody.
Now, listen, like I told you, this episode was filmed the day before his court hearing. Okay, did you hear what he just said? The judge is going to get the documents. He's going to read about the past. He's going to read about the stalking. He's going to get the testimony from the ex-boyfriend saying he climbed on top of her and other people saying that she was afraid of him and lock his ass up. Well, that didn't happen, guys. This is what they're talking about right now. And if you go back to the very beginning, I showed you this little prick walking in and then walking back out completely free. Okay? So, wrong. He's not locked up. He's still in this same situation. And who knows who the neighbors are? Ugh.
I mean, for Pete's sake, Crispin, it's a murder. This is not some little girl down at Walgreens stealing some eye makeup. This is a murder, and according to a superseding indictment, according to the state, he, her, and murdered her. Hold on. Dr. Priya Banerjee joining me. You know her well. She's a board-certified forensic pathologist. She's an anatomic pathologist.
Kudos to this woman. I could not do what they do. No way, no how. Kimberly, thank you so much for the $2 super sticker. And one of my favorite people on the planet, I am Two Bear. Thank you for stopping by, my friend. I see you all over all the channels. I remember before I was even a creator, seeing you always on that show with the panel. His mom's came from the Holocaust. What channel is that? Anyway, you're one of my favorite people. I'm glad you're still here. Welcome. All right. As Anna Kepner's stepbrother, Timothy Hudson, walks free. Damn. All right. She's going to tell us about what happened.
She's with Anchor Forensic Pathology Consult.
Trigger warning, okay? When you're talking about a pathologist, forensic pathologist, and we start talking about the body, well, trigger warning.
Dr. Priya, how does the state know this girl, this teen girl, was assaulted? How do we know that? And describe the injuries to Anna Kepner.
For both girl moms, this is hard, but autopsy, we do sexual assault kits just like analogous to if she was living. We examine the area, look for any injuries, and take lots of swabs for DNA testing and microscopic exams, so looking under the microscope. So if this is a forcible, oftentimes we see bruising and tearing in that area, and that's really it's awful to see. There can be a lot of damage outside and inside, and there are special autopsy techniques that are very invasive, but allow us to really get a look at what the damage is. So it's a very complicated exam.
And like I said, I really do hope that we don't get too graphic. I hope she doesn't explain too much, because I really don't feel like having nightmares, right? For no reason. What he did was violent. Little prick. Listen, if you just rolled in, this is what he's being charged with, yet he walks free. He's being charged with first-degree murder and aggravated sexual, that's assault. And then I have a whole other list. There's a list that goes with it. And he's being charged as an adult. Yes, but yet he's walking free. He walked into court and he walked out of court and is free. All right. Yes. Trigger warning. Midnight Lace. Okay. So what did you find on what? All right. Let's get back to this. I just wanted you to see what we're doing here and quickly recap.
Greg Morse, very quickly, explain what is a superseding indictment.
So a superseding indictment is another indictment after the initial or preceding ones that simply sometimes adds charges, adds elements to it, but it's to add information to the preceding indictments that have already been issued. So it doesn't really, unless it's something incredibly significant, it doesn't change the timeline very much depending on what it is. But it's a new indictment in the same case with new information.
You know, we saw that over and over in the Sean Combs case. They just kept getting more and more victims and more and more evidence, and there'd be a superseding and a superseding to the superseding, and so on and so on. That's an example.
Yeah, text me when you get there, Synth. I don't want to tell everyone. I'm not going to tell people my schedule. So, like I told Mab and anybody else that knows my number, just shoot me a text when you get there. I'll let you know the deal with what we're doing, where we're going to be, etc., etc. Please be safe. And I will maybe see you tomorrow or the next day, but I'll see you in Vegas, baby. Be careful, okay? Have a good trip. Oh, my question was to the pathologist. Okay. I'm like, wait, what question do we have? All right, let's continue. Still triggering. We're still talking with the pathologist.
Oh, there
no,
he is.
we're
You
not.
have to show him to me.
Now we're this guy again. Okay.
Again, I guess you did. Hey, Dave Mack joining us, Crime Stories investigative reporter. One thing of the many things.
Stepmom's brother.
You know, it's amazing to me the way this is playing out. He is still out free. She's dead. Isn't it true, Michelle Spitzer, that her high school graduation, I hope you're listening, Greg Morse, claiming she's an adult. Her high school graduation just happened, and the bio dad, had to accept her diploma. What happened?
That's right, Nancy. Her high school graduation was just held this past weekend, and her dad did go up and accept her diploma on her behalf. It was a very emotional moment. He wore butterflies on his shirt in honor of his daughter. It's a very small private school. There's only about 20 kids in the graduating class. The valedictorian spoke about Anna, spoke about what she meant to the class.
So that's her dad, biological dad, that also ignored all warning signs and then had to be the person to pull her out from under the bed and touch her cold, dead body, right? He should have listened to the warnings, but he didn't. None of them did.
How much she is missed. There was no mention about the suspect there, and it was all focused on Anna and how much she is missed.
Michelle Spitzer, isn't it true that the siblings, this is from our friends at Good Morning America, isn't it true that these siblings set up her little senior table with all of her pictures and memorabilia?
That is what I was told, that family members did set up this table to reminisce about Anna and remember her in the good times. Her family has said they want her to be remembered by the way she lived, not the way she died. She was a cheerleader, known for being very bubbly, very happy all the time. And so there were a lot of good memories, and she was thought about a lot this weekend.
Hi, guys. American homeowner.
Yeah.
To you, Crispin. I know you can't see a monitor where you're joining us.
American homeowners, if you own a home in America, just expect to be house broke. Back to our regular scheduled program.
Us there on the scene. But we were just showing her senior table. My twins are about to graduate, and I've been doing senior table after senior table after senior table. Can you imagine putting together a senior table and your daughter has been assaulted?
All right. So for those of you that didn't watch the first episodes, I wish I had that chart. I do not have that chart because I must have kept it on my other computer. Unfortunately, yeah, I don't have that chart with me, but let me just tell you real quickly, Kimberly, the biological dad is the biological dad of the victim, Anna Kepner. The mom is the stepmom of Anna Kepner and the biological mom of the little prick. All right? Okay. Are we good? You guys good? Yeah, he didn't feel it. You could see him. He doesn't look like he even cares. Woo. Yeah, you still got to pay taxes, though. That's the only thing. But that's not even nothing compared to a mortgage payment. Yes, that's why I can't send money to. Hey, All good. Don't ever feel like that.
And murdered. And the dad has to pull her cold body out from stuffed up under a bed. And you're making a senior table.
Oh,
I mean, all you've got left of her is an urn. A senior table.
I mean, listen, I could see that in the monitor, and that's heartbreaking. That is beyond heartbreaking. This entire situation is heartbreaking, but accountability starts for everybody involved when the first arrest was made. And the United States government is going to take this all the way to the end. If there's nobody else responsible and they deem nobody else is responsible, then it's over with the arrest of him. But yes, that table is heartbreaking. And it's just, I don't even know how to put words to it. I don't even know what I would do.
I don't either. Looking at that, and you know what? I got to make another senior table tomorrow night. I mean, and when I'm making those pictures of my little girl to put up on that poster, I'm going to be thinking about Anna Kepner and her family making all those posters we just saw and how they must have just been sick doing it. But, you know, think about it.
Listen, guys, I want to show you real quick the relations just because I do have it. I know. Thank you for sharing your dog with us, Holly. Oh, so cute. We're not bringing ours. I'm going to miss mine so much. All right. I wouldn't mind a mortgage, he said. All right. Let me show you real quickly because I want you to see the connections here for those of you that just really want to see it. I'm visual as well. So here we go, guys. Let me make sure you guys can see it on one shot. All right. There you go. So Anna Kepner is our victim. Okay. At the top. And you go down. Christopher Kepner is her biological father, the one that pulled her body out from under the bed. You go to the right, and Heather Wright is her biological mom. So bio mom, bio dad, Anna Kepner is the victim. Then you go below, and you see the dad was married to Tabitha Kepner. All right. That was his housekeeper, guys. This was like his babysitter housekeeper. He was she's way younger than him. And I believe she cheated with him on Heather Wright. Then they were married from 2011 to 2023. They divorced and he got together with Chantel, who is the mother biologically of suspect Timothy Hudson, the little prick. All right. Is that enough for you? And then there's the picture that you could actually see without the faces blurred out. All right. So I just want you guys to see what's happening there. All right. This little shit. He didn't have any pictures out there. They kept his face hidden for quite some time. And this is what he looked like when we saw him. I was like, no way this kid did that. But again, boy, did he fool us. All right, let's get back to Auntie Nancy. Hopefully that helped at all.
Looking at that poster board and that senior table and the dad getting a standing ovation when he goes to accept her diploma. Crispin, remember when her body was found, they came back to port, and suddenly the stepson was too upset to speak anymore once the law enforcement got a hold of him. But guess who else didn't speak? The bio dad and the stepmom. And according to these posts, the little brother had told them what had happened. And they said nothing.
Listen, Nancy.
Here's another thing, guys. And I do got to say, with the text messages coming out, there is a good possibility that they will get charged with something because they were trying to cover it up initially. If you go back to my playlist on episode maybe 2 or 3 of Anna Kepner, we talk about text messages that came out between the family. And those text messages came out in court because they were having a custody hearing. It wasn't because of it wasn't because of the little prick's charges. It had nothing to do with that. It had to do with how much time that Anna gets with her bio mom and dad and who's what and all the crazy marriage stuff. All right. And that's why we found out about that. Yes. That's what I'm saying. Yes, and yes. The bio dad was cheating with an underage. Initially, she was way younger. And I think before he ever married her. I don't even think she was of age. I'd have to go back. But yes, bio dad should have not allowed her to get her diploma. So much drama in their lives. But he brought that. He was over there cheating with the housekeeper / whatever on his first wife. It's crazy. What'd you say earlier? Play stupid games, win stupid prizes?
That is not a coincidence. You as a prosecutor or me as a former homicide detective, that is not a coincidence. This time frame from the time that they found the body until that ship got back to port here behind me and the feds were able to get on there and start their investigation, they had a lot of time to get together and talk. And family protects family, regardless.
But
when you say family protects family, to Dr. Bethany Marshall, nobody was protecting Anna. Nobody was protecting Anna.
Agreed.
Nobody was protecting Anna. And I do hope bio dad does go to court. In terms of this, I forget what you call them, all the information being added on like we had with P. Diddy, a lot more is going to come out. She had girlfriends, Anna, who's...
Okay, tell me anybody that didn't laugh when she said P. Diddy. Did you guys hear how she said that? Okay, back to the episode. She said P. Diddy with her ghost face. How in the hell did he get custody of all those children? Well, we saw it in court. The only reason that we even had a glimpse into what happened in Anna Kepner's death was because of the custody court hearings and the family court. Wolfpack's in the house. What's up, Wolfpack? Good to see you, my friend. Nancy G with the mic drop. Exactly. All right, let's continue.
Whose houses she spent the night at, so she would avoid TH. Let's not call him her brother because he was not her brother. She hadn't known him that long. And all those girls are going to want to talk. They're going to talk to their mothers and fathers. Their mothers and fathers are going to talk to police. There's a lot more information coming out, Nancy. It's going to get ugly. I'm really sorry to say, but that's what's going to happen.
And speaking of upcoming, back to Michelle Spitzer joining us, investigative reporter there in this jurisdiction in Florida for USA Today. Michelle, we've got upcoming court dates. The first thing I believe is going to be a court date where they're going to talk about bond in case there's any threat that he might go into juvie jail.
Now, mind you, there's no bond. There's nothing. He's just out with an ankle monitor and no plan in the foreseeable future to lock him up. So how many delays are they going to do? What's the strategy going to be? Are they going to delay it long enough to where they can say, well, when he did this, he was just a kid, so give him a break, jurors? Yeah, I agree, Jack Stormo. And I mean, I'm looking at some of these documents and snippets of it that came out, and I don't want to read this at all. But the minor, her actual biological brother, the minor that witnessed or noticed that both the bathroom and closet doors were open, all the lights of the cabin were turned on, which he thought was odd and weird. And that was right after he wanted to get in the room and Timothy Hudson wouldn't let him in. He barricaded him and said, wait outside. CCTV captures all of it, guys, minute by minute. It shows the minor witness going and sitting down in the hallway and waiting right outside the door. All right, he was sitting down for a few minutes, then he opens the door, lets him in. The minor witness acknowledged that the last time he had seen the victim, Anna, was inside the cabin earlier in the evening when he had gone in for a minute to retrieve something with his friends. But guys, CCTV has minute by minute play, right? There's going to be a lot of digital forensic evidence, digital forensics. And if there's not DNA, well, we know we're going to place it. I mean, now with the new documents, they got it minute by minute what happened here. Between 10:23 and 10:49, this little prick is observed entering and exiting the room 2 more times. Guys, upon entering the room at 10:13, he literally goes out of the door, looks left, looks right, and then closes the door. And then he comes out, 10 minutes later, and he's walking around going in and out. Then at 10:53, just 30 minutes later, he's placing a privacy sign on the cabin door and he re-enters at 11:07. Guys, what did he do with her body from 11:07 to 11:21 when the brother, the minor, came in and said, let me in, dude. You can't come in. Wait here. What was he doing with her body all that time? Now, after the minor witness left at 11:23, At approximately 11:31 p.m., Timothy goes out of the cabin again and then comes back 13 minutes later. It doesn't happen until midnight, 12:09 a.m. in the morning, that November 7th, the minor witness is seen entering the room, quickly observed not letting being in, and then waits outside. I mean, they've got this. I'm looking at this paperwork, and I mean, this prick is screwed.
They want a bond. I think that's going to happen. The trial date has been moved. Tell me what's happening.
I do want to point out that a lot of the information that has come out, aside from hearsay from random people, is court documents related to a custody case involving Anna's stepmother and her former husband. They're still in a custody dispute, and that is where we are getting a lot of our information, including a text message exchange between Anna's stepmother and.
Yeah, I told you we wouldn't known anything about this case if it weren't for the custody hearings and the courts, for family courts, which I'm grateful for, because we would still not know that this little prick is running around free. They know exactly. That's what I was talking about. I have minute by minute when she went in, Kat, but she never came out alive. So that she went in about, I don't know, I said it earlier. Let's say she went in at 7:30 or whatever. The only time she came out was after she was not alive anymore, and they had to take her body out.
Her former husband, the suspect's biological father, where they discussed very vaguely what was going on. They were careful not to say too much. And if it was not for this custody dispute going on in court, we would know even less.
Exactly.
So we've got the upcoming court date, Michelle Spitzer, and I think they're going to ask for bond there. When is that, and when is the trial set?
All right, I want to know about the trial. Now, we know about the hearing because yesterday was the hearing. No bond was set. No plans of having him locked up. Nothing about any of that. He's just released. Carrie, of course you're back. Your internet. Evil can be perpetrated at a very young age, younger than most normal people could have been. And you know what, Florida Treasure, what's even worse is this instantaneous gratification of social media that you could find anything you want and fill your little heads with it. And if you don't talk about it to somebody, your parents, you're hiding being creepy, then the evil comes in even more, and this shit happens. What time did little brother alert the parents? His sister was nobody. He didn't. Nobody ever did that. Any of that. Now, as far as the brother saying prior, the brother talked about it prior, but no, there was never anything. They didn't know anything until the cleaning lady went in to clean the cabin, and she came out to find a body. Then her supervisor came in. And then Anna's biological dad came in and brought her out from under the bed, touched her cold body, identified her.
The upcoming court date regarding bond is at the end of the month, end of May. The trial was delayed. It was originally scheduled for June, and it has been delayed until September.
Summertime.
Now, guys, I hope you guys realize this now, that that's a strategy that 99% of people that are guilty and don't want to be locked up or want to get that time in there, that's a strategy. Delay, right? You lose witnesses, people move on, people forget statements. You're able to say, oh yeah, I don't remember that. It's a strategy. And with them having him not locked up, boy, will they try to delay as long as they can. I don't blame them, rightfully so, but that's what they're going to do. I hope they bring his ass in and lock him up.
To Florida. It is very fast. And also, you have to remember, for the defense lawyer, we're reactionary. You know, the prosecution, especially at the federal level, they can try the case the day they bring the indictment for the most part. They don't need to. We have to get information.
Yeah, but he didn't say anything, Sadie's mama and everybody else. The brother didn't say shit until after we found out she was already not alive. And then he gave a statement that said, oh yeah, I heard somebody throw in a chair and them fighting. He didn't go and say, Mom and Dad, there's a conflict going on. I hear them yelling. And he didn't do any of that. He didn't say, and I'm not blaming the younger brother. What I'm saying is none of that was said in conjunction with what happened here. This is when he gave a statement. That's the only reason we know. But the 145-page document does have a lot more timelines in it.
Test the evidence and do all those things in a reactionary sense. So that's the reason why, but you don't get a lot of delays in the Southern District of Florida, which is the federal district that Miami is in. So it's not going to last long, but it's because we're reactionary with regard to the information and evidence. And that's why a lot of delay happens. And the system has too many cases. So there's that aspect as well. But again, I'm in a very fast jurisdiction, and that's where this case is. So I'd be surprised.
No, it better be. He better be right.
If it went into next year, barring something unusual. And I believe the delay happened because they filed a superseding indictment and added a significant charge, which was the sex assault charge to this.
I think that
they couldn't add that before because they didn't have the DNA swabs and everything together from the pathologist, right? Autopsy. Man, I know. Jerry Springer at its finest. No kidding.
Delay is legitimate. I think the request for a delay by the defense in this case is legitimate because when you have other felony charges they should have known it was coming. The client should have told them everything that happened. But that said, when a new charge is added, the defense has to get ready. You heard Moore say the defense is reactionary. They react to what the state's evidence is. Why? Because they can't just take the stand and tell the truth, because that could very well be a confession. Can't do that. So they have to react to what the state says. Here's our evidence. And the defense has to figure out how they're going to counter that evidence. We learned a lot, Dave Mack, in the state's filings about what the state says went down. Everyone in this case, including the defendant, including the parents, are innocent in the eyes of the law until the state pierces the presumption of innocence with facts and evidence to prove guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. Dave Mack, what jumps out at you from the state's filings? I learned a lot.
Well, the one thing that really comes to mind, okay, Nancy, is that some of the evidence that's been collected in this case so far, a written statement by the defendant, that the DNA found at the crime scene, and data that was extracted from cellular telephone of a person identified as CK. There's reports from both federal and local law enforcement agencies included in all of this, but I'm curious as to what that data is going to show. What is that, as well as the written statement by the defendant? We know what the indictment,
right? We haven't heard anything from him. They're like, keep your mouth shut, dude. And rightfully so. Thank you guys for being here. You guys know that we're starting to wrap up. You guys did fantastic today by hanging in there, by the way. And then with all the super chats and super stickers. So I'm going to give away that Maddie Soto shirt. I hope somebody gets it that is going to be in Vegas. Then I can just bring it to Vegas with me. All right. So stay here. Hit that like button. Make sure that you get a membership because the people that support the channels, you know how that rolls. So get yourself a membership, drop a comment, and hit the like. If you don't have a membership, it's all good too. Just giving you a heads up. People will do that. They'll wait and then they get picked. And then right after they get picked and they're not a crime crew member, they go get a membership. Sorry, it doesn't work like that. He also tried to he threw her phone away the next morning. The timeline is pretty straightforward, but we now know a lot more little details now than we did because of the video.
States that the murder occurred at the same time as sexual abuse occurred on November 6th. The timing has been placed of the sexual assault and murder has been placed between 7:30 p.m. and 9:30 a.m. the following morning. Which is an awfully long period of time, 14 hours. I guess the biggest thing of all of this, Nancy, is that the grand jury said that TH knowingly and unlawfully perpetrated the willful, deliberate, malicious, and premeditated killing of Kepner. The premeditated killing. Meaning, did he plan this? Did he lure her in there specifically
Look at I can't comprehend why this weirdo is everywhere in pictures with her when she's scared of him. I don't get it. And it says Temple Christian School. I don't get it. I really truly can't understand why this happened and why this guy is still out there free, because he doesn't look like he'd do that. So you look right past him.
Kill her? That's what jumps at me.
Well, again, Dave, premeditation under the law can be formed in an instant.
And I love that Nancy says this, because premeditated could be in that second, in that 2 to 5 minutes when you're strangling someone and they haven't died yet, because that's how long it takes. That's premeditated. You had enough time to know and stop strangulation, and you didn't. So that's premeditated. He didn't have to lure her into the room. They were already sharing a room, and she wasn't feeling good. Her teeth hurt. So she went in there. He went like minutes before her. It seems very planned. But with strangulation or asphyxia, guys, you have 2 to 5 minutes to think again.
Twinkling of a moment, the blink of an eye, the time it takes to raise a gun and pull the trigger under the law is time to form premeditation.
Yep.
It's also felony murder if a felony occurred at the time of the death, which is a felony sex act.
Yep.
So with that, you don't even have to prove intent. We wait as justice unfolds, but please know the state is building its case, as is the defense. If you know anything about this case,
and I'll leave it up there. Tip line, FBI. I think they have lots of documentation, but on the case that happens. Trotter Daughter said, I sent a super chat for the first time, but I'm hoping let me take a look, Trotter Daughter. I don't know if did I miss you, Trotter Daughter? Huh. Yeah, I didn't. No, it's not on there, my friend. Aw. Hopefully you get it before Vegas. It depends where you sent it to, because I got Rose, Carrie, Elvin, Carrie, thank you, by the way, Foxy, Lady for Justice, Kathy, Winner 1900, Emily, Mab, Carrie, Jessica, Foxy, Monique, Jessica, Under Your Scars, Elvin, Rose, and Kimberly. I don't know, my friend. I didn't see it, but thank you. Thank you. We'll get that down. All right. We'll get it down for you. I know you have. I know, but we can't just give it away. All right. So here's this. Let's say a prayer that she gets the justice she deserves. All right. Anna Kepner. This is just the start of it. And the fact that her stepbrother, or they don't even want to refer to him as a brother, this monster did this and took her life and did what he wanted, is walking free right now. That's not justice in itself. So let's say a prayer that we get justice for Anna Kepner. And now, okay, we wrap that up. Let's give away that Maddie shirt, huh? All right. Cleanse the palate, guys. Cleanse the palate. Y'all better be kissing Vinny for me. That's funny. Vinny's going to be like, I got a new stalker. Jay, thank you for the awesome show. I hope everyone has fun at CrimeCon. I wish I could be there. Darn cow. I know. Things happen for a reason. I get it. Prayers to you. Bad timing. I mean, guys, so thank you for bringing that up about CrimeCon. Patricia from NY is so kind to have set up the Guilty of Crime party on the 30th, which, by the way, I don't have it all figured out yet because she's not available. So just remember, on the 30th, make sure you have my email to message me, because I don't know what's happening with the party at all, because I'm not in touch with Patricia. She said that it's under my name and they can't tell me anything until I get to Vegas. Okay. So safe travels for everyone. The people that have my number, text me. For those that don't, you can email me. She said, Vinny who? And then you said, I clicked on the button from the chat. It showed on my card. Oh, that's weird. Just a little drink monkey. Well, thank you. Oh, that's different. You didn't. That's not a super chat. That's these weird. Thank you. You know who saw it? The audience saw it. You guys saw it. So they have these little things now, and you can. They do little weird things. So thank you, and cheers, Trotter Daughter. I'll make sure it comes back. But I think that was one of those things. Anyway, Vegas, you guys have my email. I'll pop up on a live when I'm all settled in, and yeah, but we'll be in the normal, in the halls. We'll be, if we run into each other in the halls, that's what we're going to be doing. If we don't, then y'all will see me pop up. All right, Kim, good to see you. All right, we're about to give away that Maddie shirt. Let me grab that. All right, it's green screen, right? I got a green screen on, so the shirt is green. So all you can see is that and that. Right? And Wes is trying to feed himself again. Oh, no, it's not Wes. Okay. I thought Wes was trying to feed. Okay, so Maddie's shirt, let's give it away. Hopefully whoever wins will be in Vegas and I can just bring it with me. All right. I thought Wes was getting into the dog food again. Let's go, guys. I'm about to give that away. Don't leave yet. Hold on. Let me do this. Yeah. Thank you, Cuff You. Crime Con. Woo! You'll be there next time, Cuff You. Or we'll talk. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that. I was just in Vegas at a concert. I told you, go back. All right. I know. Just kidding. It's expensive. Had we not already bought our tickets, trust me, I'd have probably changed my mind a bunch more times. Said, I need to do this or that. But, all right, cross your fingers, guys. Say a prayer. Say a prayer for Anna Kepner and the Justice, as well as Madeline Soto, because that's where our journey began here at Guilty of Crime. All right? Y'all didn't pay attention to me when I was talking about serial killers. YouTube didn't like it, but then I picked up the Madeline Soto case, and all of y'all came along. All right, you with me? Let's go. Load comments. Make sure you guys hit the like, drop a comment. It gives you a better chance to win. You got to be in the green. And let's go. Countdown, baby. Plus 2,500 miles for me. Nope. Jen, love, light, and prayers. All traveling to CrimeCon. Yes. Okay, I don't know if Miss Corinne is in the green or not. And in the country. Miss Corinne, where are you, my friend? We do not have a huge chat tonight, so if Miss Corinne is not here, or I'm waiting just a second to see if she comes. Thank you. You got it, Trotter Daughter. Take 2 Red Bulls on me. Thank you, my friend. You know I will. Okay, look at that. She's in the green. Wow. And you're in what state do you live in, my friend? Are you going to Vegas? If not, I'll mail it to you when I get back from Vegas. Congratulations. That's the last shirt in existence. I will not be making none of that. If I ever need to buy more Maddie shirts, they're not available anymore because you just can't profit. We bought this shirt to help pay for the bench, the Madeline Soto bench. And we don't sell them, so we got last one to give away. All right, where are you? Where'd she go? Okay, good. So you're not going to CrimeCon. So what I need you to do, I really, really, really need you to do this. Please send me an email. All right, down below, guiltyofcrimebyj@gmail.com. And just remember, I'm going to Vegas. I probably am not going to be back in until late next week. So please bear with me. When I get back in town and I'm settled in, I will ship you that shirt. Just shoot me an email, okay? Thank you. Congratulations on that. And thank you guys. I will not see y'all again until I fire up a live at CrimeCon. All right? You live in Pennsylvania too. Exciting to see people from the same. I know, right? It is exciting to see. I went to the marijuana store today to get some gummies. And that one of the girls that watches the channel obsessively was like, hey, there's a second person that's known me in the San Jose area. So it's kind of cool. All right. Love you. Thank you. Be safe. The heat will, no, you know what? The heat is not going to be as bad right now. I checked the temperature, right, babe? The temperature doesn't go up until the following week. So all this entire weekend up till Monday, it's only going to be like 80, very early 80s. But then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday comes, and we're talking about in the hundreds. All right. Like literally, I shit you not. Bye. I don't know. We don't have to do anything, so we don't know. Baby Guilty is done with school. So we have the RV. We're free to mosey on wherever we want to. I have no idea when I'm coming back. We might drive to another state and be like, oh shit, it's beautiful here. We're staying the night. I don't know. I'm just gonna pop up when I pop back up, I guess. Colleen, thank you. Appreciate you. But I will see you guys. I will be firing up a live on a Friday, Saturday, and maybe even a Sunday. It will be weekend when you're not used to me streaming. Cosmo, balcony, smoking is okay. You're staying at the Cosmo? Is that what you're saying? Oh, we definitely will, guys. All right. I've got my books packed, guys. You guys will get a book out there too. Don't forget, I'm bringing books to sign. If you want to get one, that'd be awesome. That will help actually fund the gas back to San Jose. Thank you guys. Love you all. I'll see you very soon. Good night. I know. All right. Good night, guys. Email me if you won the Maddie shirt or anything else. Thank you. Good night.
Guilty of crime.
I want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my content, please share this video, like, and subscribe. You can also follow me over at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, or Gmail. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can use Cash App or Venmo or PayPal. Thank you very much in advance. Guilty of crime.
Are you guilty of crime?